Shalom, Michael. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that Jesus' word on true faith and sincerity. And today I just want to title this lesson, The Season of Esau. This is the time where the so-called white man is going to come down with great wrath. This man is about to show his horns. And these things that take place upon the planet Earth, every move that this man is making is all out of an act of desperation because he himself knows that he is falling out of power, man. So all these things this man is doing is out of an act of survival. And we're going to see it. And there's nothing more dangerous than a wounded animal that's bad into a corner. And that's Esau Edom. So this is from this is news break, but it's from Reuters. And it reads, U.S. Justice Department forming unit to counter domestic terrorism. So pretty much all this is word talk, really. Just another way of saying they waging war. It says the U.S. Justice Department is creating a new unit to counter domestic terrorism following the 2021 U.S. Capitol attack. A senior official said on Tuesday, it said, as it faced a growing threat from white supremacists and anti-government activists. And as you can see, how they threw in so-called white supremacists. But we know who this devil is going to come after. We know who the main target is. We know who really is that thorn in his side. And that's the ones that have the testimony of Yahushua, man. It says the move reflects a growing realization by U.S. national security officials that domestic extremists represent a threat on par with that posed by a former militant group such as Islamic State. So, as you can see, the devil and his cunningness. Why did you compare it to Islamic State? Because this is what this man is going to try to link us with. Terrorism, Islam. That's why it first instinct a nigga, just with a simple nigga, you tell him you don't eat pork. First thing that come to his mind, you a Muslim now. All that's gonna play a part in his demonization as well, man. As you see, this said he's forming a unit. He's already formulating a plan. He's already conjuring up a scenario and a situation to justify these things. It says, this is a quote, it says, we face an elevated threat from domestic violent extremists, that is, individuals in the U.S. who seek to commit violent criminal acts in furtherance of domestic, social, or political goals. It said Matthew Olson, the Assistant Attorney General of the Department's National Security Division, told a hearing before a Senate Judiciary Committee, we have seen a growing threat from those who are motivated by racial animus, as well as those who ascribe to extremist, anti-government, and anti-authority ideologies, Austin said. And who's really not for this man? Or it tells you we're not for his turn. Which ultimately that's going to lead to him coming down upon us, man. Because you had these different Edomites, you had these different protesters, and these different these different extremist groups, so-called, you want to call them. They are against, the government, so to speak, but they're not. But they still for America, though. They want to tweak some of the rules, that's going to fit them. They still for America, though. They still patriotic. They still proud to be an American. You know, they just hate certain laws and legislation that are being passed. But who is really not for this government? That's not for this system. The ideologies of this place, everything that the so-called white man presents, really the elect of the nation of Israel. Because you got niggas that know they're Israelites, they still somehow uh, join at the hip with America. You know. So who is this really talking about? Let's see. It says Attorney General Merrick Garland told lawmakers last May that domestic violent extremist groups, particularly white supremacists, pose a growing threat to the U.S. Which it is, you know, the Lord says, Scripture says the Lord gonna set the injustice against the justice. That's gonna be a part of it as well. But that's gonna all be an effort to justify enrolling in on Jake as well, man. Probably read this last little paragraph. It says Austin said that the new unit will be part of the National Security Division and will work to ensure that these cases are properly handled and effectively coordinated across the department and around the country. So that sounds like uh, strategic strikes. You know, certain people getting picked up and detained. That's what that sounds like. You know, and we in that season where this man is about to come down with great wrath. Matter of fact, let's get this in the book of St. Luke, the 19th chapter. Because guess what? This is 70 AD all over again. You know, this siege of Jerusalem. And the so-called white man, this is that time, the time of vengeance. Once again, man. Which is now, it's finna be a time like no other. Because now this man he got mechanical dogs. He have drones. This technology is what's going to contribute to that angles and distress, you know? But we finna see this siege once again take place, man. This is St. Luke 19, and I started further 1. It says, and when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it. So, Yahushua, he's seeing pretty much the fate of our people, the condition of our people, which was, destruction of Jerusalem. You know, that fall we had to go through. You know, like I said, that 7 A.D. We was forced to eat our children, and you know, it says, saying, if thou hast known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. See, so as you can see, really the things which belong to our peace is, this word, this truth, which that's going to keep us in the time to come. Having his word. See, we're going to know, what Scripture says, riches. I'm going to understand that when our hell break loose, Lord, when we be preserved from these things, we're going to know what it says, riches then. It says, for the days shall come upon thee, that thy enemy shall cast a trench about thee, and compares thee around, and keep thee in on every side. See, that held back then, and the scripture said when things were written aforetime, written for our learning. So that heaven back then is going to once again take place in this lifetime. It's going to be in its perfection. It's going to be in its fullness in this lifetime. It's going to be these different lockdowns. Certain cities going to be locked down. These different restrictions. It's going to be certain, just whole neighborhood quarantine. You can't go in and out of that. Especially you stay like in projects. That's Esau's gonna, it says, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and their children with thee. See, it's gonna be certain order just to lay the whole house down, the whole neighborhood. That's what's going to take place in this lifetime as well, man. It says, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because why? Because thou knowest not the time of thy visitation. See, and everything that's taking place upon the planet Earth, these different signs, it's showing us. Oh, it tells the signs in the heavens as well as the signs on the earth to show us what season they're in. This is the time where this man is about to come down with great wrath. You know, he feel the pressure. He understand that this ain't the 1950s no more. He don't have that strength, that grip of power as he once had. It's not even 2005. It's not even 2010. He still has something to stand on. We're here at 2022. You see the end of the so-called white man, through his countenance, when he through his media, the different laws and legislation that he's passing, shows us that this man is on his heels, man. He's bad into a corner. He's wounded. He's hurting. It ultimately going to lead to him bringing forth his military. That's what it's going to come down to. And that's who that unit, that domestic terrorist unit. That's the military, man. Who else could it be? So this is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. Why? Because he knoweth that he have but a short time. See, so the so-called white man himself know that he have but a short time. And as each day goes by, we're getting closer and closer to the perfect day. And he's going to show himself. Matter of fact, let's get that before we go back to Revelation 12. Ecclesiastes 14, verse 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. See, because this man trying to accomplish this agenda. And he's doing it through deception. And he's exhausting all his resources, Nigga bringing forth incentives. And he had rappers make music about getting a job. You put so much money in this, you put so much money in that, you fascinating to fight against misinformation. You coming out in the banner of health. You trying to perceive to be this good guy to try to save the world, but it's unwilling. Meaning it's not in the sincerity of your heart. It's a sinister plan behind everything this man do. So how much more on this big campaign to get healthy and what I mean, get back to normal. Shouldn't trust this nigga. It said, and at the last, he will declare his wickedness. See, at the last, he's gonna show what he's about, what's been on his mind the whole time, what's to throw you on a pit, what's to kill you the whole time. But we in that time with this man, he's about to act up, and all the laws and legislations are in place for him to do it. Matter of fact, let's jump down. Revelation 12, verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. See, it said he made war with the remnant of her seed. So it was, this man drew a legislation up to justify on wage war on the remnant, which is the elect. It says, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahushua Mashiach. See, so that's who he's going to come after, the one that have the testimony of Yahushua, the one that possesses information, man. Because this word, this decree is what's causing the overthrow of this man. And his only reaction is to come after it, you know what I mean? But at the end, he's going to fail. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 140. Psalm 140, verse 1. It says, "Deliver me, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man." Who else could it be talking about but the so-called white man? Just look at this man's history. He the one that came up with the Gatling gun, the missiles, the different, these different things that brings forth death. He the one that came up with that shit, man. So how much more in the time to come? These niggas pissed. He hunt in his pastime. He do certain things that's, you got to have a strong stomach for, in his free time. So how much more this nigga gonna do when he's pissed, man? When he's mad, he's gonna have to take divine intervention. It says, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. And how they imagine mischiefs in their heart through their secret counsels. See, this was all part of that mischiefs in their heart, that crown. This pandemic. They've been pondering on this. But now it's manifesting. Their thoughts are playing out. Which is mischief. It says, continually are they gathered together for war. See? So continually they are gathered. They wage war on everything. From the war on drugs, to the war on terror, to they even wage war on bullying, but now it's the war on the crown. And who's the face of that? You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Natives, especially the ones that have the testimony of how shot, So that's who this man is going to get. But ultimately, the Lord is going to overthrow this man. Matter of fact, I'll jump down to verse 7. It says, O Lord, O power of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, the strength of my salvation, thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. See, the Lord's going to cover us in this time, man. Because these battles are going to intensify to where it's going to get to the point where Esau is going to get carnal. This the season we in. See, this message is wild. It's stirring things up. And we seeing it playing out now. But it's only intensifying. Tells you the Lord does not move nor stir it until the said measure is fulfilled. So now the pot finna boil over, man. It's gonna be a time like no other, and Esau is gonna be a big part of contributing toward that, and his anger, and his wrath. It says the Lord's gonna cover us in that day though. It says, grant now, O Lord, the desires of the wicked, and what's that? Is the war order. Further not his wicked device, and that's what it's also leading to. The device is a evil plot, plan, and scheme, but that evil plan. The evil device is actually going to lead towards a device. That MOTB, man. That's what it's ultimately going to come towards. That's what it's going to. So further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves. Salah, see? So the Lord ultimately is going to disappoint this man at the end of the day. But we are in the season of Esau where he's about to come down with great wrath. The teeth of the beast is now being shown. So I just hold the edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect that teach word and all true faith and sincerity. DTA, Abba Ball, soon, very soon.